After last year, you're probably dealing with some big questions. Do my plans still make sense? Is what I'm doing worth it? Is college worth it? What should I do after high school?
Last year has been hectic.
All these years in school and you're like, I was looking forward to walking on that stage and, being like, Mom, I did it. But now you're going to be in a computer being like, here you go, Mom, that's me.
Since the dawn of time, for a really long time, high schoolers have been pressured to go down one set path, the path to college.
Growing up, you're always told you have to go to college, when you're younger. I feel like college is have to be the answer, you have to go, I guess.
But last year changed everything. Now 1 in 4 high schoolers who are planning to go to college think it might not be worth it. That's a huge number and a huge shift in thinking. It means right now, if you're questioning your path beyond high school, you're not alone. But when everything's changing, how can you know which way is the right way to go? Here at Roadtrip Nation, we've talked to lots of people who've navigated life's twists and turns. And what we've learned is, if you want to start building a fulfilling life and career after high school, you just need to find the path that's right for you as an individual. So today, let's expand what's possible for your future and look at every path you can take to get there. Forget about what you think you should do or what you've been told to do. Because when you let go of all of that noise and zoom out, you might be surprised at how many paths are actually out there. Paths that are totally accessible to you. We're going to cover lots of different options you can explore to continue your education and training after high school, including workforce development programs, trade schools, apprenticeships, certificate programs, community college, and 4-year universities. And by the end of this video, hopefully you'll have a better idea of all the different options that are available to you, so you can feel more confident and informed as you choose your unique path forward. Let's dive in. If rising costs or changing priorities are making you rethink the value of college, let's look at some other great options for after high school. Workforce development programs can help you get training and skills for in-demand careers, and they offer a chance at more fulfilling and stable careers than you might have access to with just a high school diploma. You'll have to apply to these programs, and the acceptance rates can be low, but the upside is, if you're accepted, a lot of workforce development programs are totally free.
I found out about a great workforce development program by looking at a Metro newspaper, the free ones that they give out in the city. It was the only program that offered financial operations, which is what I was pursuing. I always wanted to be in the finance industry. It's a whole year commitment. The first 6 months was learning and development, and the following 6 months was the actual internship.
For students like Denise, workforce development programs have helped them achieve the life they dreamed of and provide for their families. And there are workforce development programs tied to almost every industry. So whether you're interested in finance or interested in another field, you can likely find a program just for you.
I was doing security and going to college at the same time. It's there's no way I'm gonna be able to support a child with this income. My girl's like, well, you know how to do the thing with the computers. I Googled free IT training and I found this program that is willing to take you on and train you for IT support in 4 months. I went, and in 4 months, 16 weeks, my life changed. I had a job, and I felt like something. I felt like I was able to, support my family, and that was the start of my career.
When I was 16, I got my first Dodge truck. And when things broke, I was the one, you had to fix it. Yeah, it might have been a hobby, back then, but it's kind of shaping who I am now. It does surprise people that I'm into this. When I took all my engine classes at the high school, I was pretty much the only girl who took them. My dad wants me to go into accounting. I don't think I could see myself doing that, for career-wise.
For someone like Alex, trade schools are a great option. They're perfect for people who know they want to enter a trade, like becoming an auto technician. And they boast a high rate of employment after graduation. While the cost can sometimes be equal to college and financial aid options are more limited, there are affordable public trade schools out there. And the specialized education you'll get can launch you right into a job. If you know you want to go into a trade, but you want to get started right away, rather than going through more school after high school, there's another option for you: apprenticeships. An apprenticeship prepares you for a trade or profession with on-the-job training. You'll usually shadow someone for 6 to 18 months and learn exactly how to do their job, so you can hit the ground running when your apprenticeship is done.
For a living, I do heating and air, refrigeration. We do minor electrical, plumbing. I like working with tools and getting to go to a different place every day. For a lot of us, a 4-year degree is just not feasible. You can do trades and be successful and love what you do.
If you're still considering college, but feel intimidated by jumping into a 4-year commitment, a good way to develop your skills, get some job training, or learn more about a certain topic is through certifications.
I got this really big corporate job here in Seattle, but a couple months into the job, I just wasn't happy. So I kind of had to really ask myself those tough questions, like, why don't you go after the thing that you've been thinking about literally your whole entire life? And that is writing and creating and telling stories. So I'm taking classes online at UCLA Extension to get where I want to be with my screenwriting. So right now I'm going to school while holding down a full-time corporate job.
A lot of these certificate programs can be done online, and they offer the type of flexibility that Cora Data found, which makes them great for full-time workers who want to get more education. When you're learning at your own pace, you have to stay driven. But if you're someone with that drive to learn and grow, a certificate program could be the path for you.
Immediately out of high school, I went to Long Island University in Brooklyn, and I studied there for about 2.5 years before I had to drop out due to financial reasons. So after I had to drop out of college, I did a 10-week boot camp called PepoTech. We essentially just learned the basics of being a database administrator. I'm hopeful and I'm very close to being able to go back to college and afford it again and be able to chase that dream and get a degree. And I'm actually really glad that I didn't go straight through out of high school, because the scope of my life has changed a lot and what I understand about myself has changed a lot. And so I'm much more prepared now to kind of know what I want to do for the rest of my life.
If you're leaning toward college, great. The goal of this video is really not to try and scare you away from getting a 4-year degree. College is still super valuable for people who love structured learning, and it's necessary for some career paths. If you're leaning toward college, just make sure you're picking the college path that's right for you, because even the word college is way more expansive than you think. One option is community college, which gives you the chance to learn and try new things on a more flexible timetable and at a much lower cost. Most community colleges also offer online classes, so you can create your own school life balance and learn at your own pace.
I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get a scholarship and I'm gonna go to a 4-year, and I'm only gonna go to college for 4 years and get this good job. And I didn't even really know what community college was. But yeah, community college is great, I think. There's a lot of resources and helpful things, and the teachers are, I think, probably way more helpful and they connect with you more, I think.
A lot of high school students carry a stigma against community college because they think it might not offer them the career options they dream of. But the community college students we talked to told us a very different story, showing that it's an affordable, convenient option that can open tons of doors.
In terms of finding cases where you could sort of challenge the narrative around community colleges, I'm a standing testament to that. I've been afforded so many opportunities, both in school and outside of school, from being at a community college and from turning my situation around and kind of molding it into something that I could use to kind of leave my mark.
Of course, we have to talk about 4-year universities. Public or private, large school or small school, there are tons of options for your college education, all with their own pros and cons. Private schools may be able to give you smaller class sizes and more extras like career and mental health services. But public schools are often much more affordable if you're trying not to go into debt for your education. When you're applying to colleges, try to take all of this into consideration. Which college will get you closest to your dream for the future, and which type of school will give you the learning environment that's right for you.
I was thinking about college when I was in 10th grade. I was already looking, trying to see where I wanted to go, which is when I found out about the University of Miami. So I was talking to the guidance counselor, and she was like, yeah, I can see you going there, but you may want to look at some other places. And I looked at UM, and it was $250,000. I couldn't finish the application. I have been at UCF for a year, and this last year it's been pretty smooth, easy, fun. I had a blast.
Cal State Fullerton was full-on ride. Zero money had to come out of me to be here. Until this day, I haven't had to pay anything because of the scholarships I've gotten and financial aid. That in itself has been a blessing.
College can be cost prohibitive for sure, but if it really feels like the right path, you shouldn't be deterred because there are options out there that will fit your needs. We talked to students from all walks of life who made college their dream, their priority, and with the right amount of work and research, they made it happen.
I want to be happy. I want to live an awesome life, and I knew that the only way that I was going to be able to make any of my dreams come true was if I got off my butt and got scholarships, because I knew I wasn't going to be able to afford college, so I had to do good in high school. I didn't have such a great home life, so I made school the best that it could possibly be. School was such an escape, and so I pushed myself really, really hard because I wanted that scholarship. I wanted college more than anything in my life. And I got it, and it's the best decision I've ever made.
In high school, I didn't really know what I was doing half the time, so I'm a first-gen college student. My parents didn't go to college, so there was no way of them ever taking me to like a campus tour or visiting schools. I kind of just applied, I got in, and now I'm there. For me, it was just a matter of like getting out of my comfort zone.
So obviously, college is still a great option for a lot of people, and it might be more accessible than you think, but it's not a do or don't. And you definitely shouldn't treat it as the default route. Because no matter what you're dreaming up for your future, there are tons of rewarding paths out there that will help you get the skills, training, and education you need to get to where you want to go. There's a path out there that's worth it and just right for you.
I think it's just like whatever happens, happens. But as long as I'm happy, that's a main priority.
If you're looking for more advice and insights from students who understand what you're going through right now, check out our new site, Possible Dreams, Possible Paths. The link's in our description. And make sure to subscribe to our channel for more videos on how to find a career path that's just right for you.